things like that?
We change things, starting with ourselves. And things change. Take me, for instance. I was tortured in high school by a bunch of thick-necked football players because I was, quite bluntly, too smart. I hated myself. I thought that they were right, that the whole world should know how to grunt in 7 different languages. In high school, or in grade school, I should say, they were the kings. Well, they aren't high school, but that's beside the point. They got the cheerleaders, the popularity. They were oh so cool. I, on the other hand, was called geek so many times that I actually thought it was my name. When I got to high school, I made a pact with myself. Nobody, but nobody, was going to treat me that way again. In fact, the first person who called me geek, I punched him right in the face. Nobody called me geek after that. You know, I ran into that quarterback in grade school the other day. He got married as soon as he dropped out of grade school. He's 18, and he's got 2 kids. He actually had the nerve to wave at me. I nodded my acknowledgement. You know, he actually looked afraid of me.
So, I did school with Alice last Wednesday. We went to the mall. It's weird during the week like that, and not as cool as on Saturdays when you're with all your friends and stuff. It's actually real quiet and kind of spacey and not crowded. And you feel really weird being the only teenagers in the whole place. And I felt like people were staring at me because I quit school. It's like everyone in the place knew it, you know? I felt real big and conspicuous and totally guilty. Well, like a creep or a criminal or something, you know? But not Alice. She ditches all the time, at least 3 times a month. To her, it's nothing. So we picked on the munchies and watched people, mostly housewives. Most of them were all fat and out of shape. I guess that's what happens when you get married and have babies. It's really depressing. But this one woman, oh, she was so huge and all fat, and her butt was all lumpy like bread dough, and it moved around like sweats like jello inside a balloon. Ugh. Not fun. Anyway, we went to JCPenney's and the cosmetics section, which dressed up with all sorts of cologne. And Alice knew all the names of the salespeople from going there on ditch days. I didn't think they appreciate us rooting through the racks and mixing both the sizes though. And then we left at 3 o'clock because that's when school lets out. So we had to act normal and complain about homework and stuff. Next week, Alice wants me to ditch with her again. She says we should go check out the auto show. She says they have all kind of neat freebies like yardsticks and balloons. Okay, I guess, if you're into yardsticks and balloons. But I don't know. I'm just not sure. I'll have to think about ditching again, because maybe the guilt's worse than actually going to school.
I could never ditch school. I actually kind of like it. But it's not my favorite place. I'll tell you about the very best place in the world. I go there whenever things get crazy, like they seem to get a lot of the time. I go there, and I shut the door, and I lock myself in with all my stuff, and I feel like nothing can hurt me. It's my special place, a place where I can be alone and think what I want and dream, and just be free. If it wasn't for my room, I don't know what I'd do. Sometimes, when I'm real sad, I go there and I cry, where no one can see me, and I can let it all out. It's a place where I'm happy, too. It's very important to have a room that's all your own. It's like your own little world, kind of, where you can be with all your stuff. Your phone, your music, your posters, pictures, books, stuff like that. And your special secret stuff that nobody knows anything about but you. Like sometimes, I get into this fantasy thing in my room. I create stories and situations in my mind. It's neat. It makes me feel good to make things up and to dream and just go far out mentally, you know? I think everybody should have a room like that. I think older people My parents, for example, our world leaders for sure, should have their own special room where they can be away from other people for a while and do and think what they like. Maybe, if they did, it would help them gain perspective. Maybe then, they wouldn't be so intense all the time, so crazed, you know? Everybody's so rushed, so intense. It seems like nobody wants to be private anymore.
There's a room where I can go and tell my secrets to. In my in this world I log out all my worries and my cares in my do my dreaming and my scheming, lie awake and pray. Do my crying and my sighing, laugh at yesterday. Now it's dark and I'm alone, but I won't be afraid in my room. In my room, 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 in my room.
I can't wait until we go shopping at the mall. I have to get a new blouse. Maxwell's taking me out tonight.
Isn't it Katie's boyfriend?
Oh, he gets passed around.
I just love them all.
Depends on the store. Some of those sales ladies got a real bug up their butt. Like what happened last week to these 3 girls I know. So stupid.